श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। The idea of dedicating the results of action to Bhagavan and receiving it as prasada is preceded by the understanding that Bhagavan is the doer. In the beginning, it's a deliberate superimposition, so to speak, on myself, oneself, from oneself as the doer, one thinks of Bhagavan as the doer. In the beginning, it's not a natural thought, it is more of a deliberate belief pending understanding. Pending understanding, there is a belief, and so in the beginning, that is how it goes. But still, it is karma yoga. Why? Because it gives emotional maturity. So, the two lifestyles are given at first. One lifestyle is the lifestyle of renunciation, and the other lifestyle is the lifestyle of action for the sake of emotional maturity. The first lifestyle is called Jnana Yoga. The second lifestyle is called Karma Yoga. Both the lifestyles are geared towards one and only destination, which is Atma Jnanam. Now, there is a confusion in Arjuna's mind, and by extension in all in the minds of readers, studiers, students of the Bhagavad Gita. And what is that confusion? You mistake the lifestyle for the destination. So, the lifestyle of sannyasa is seen as akin or identical with Atma Jnanam, and the lifestyle of Karma Yoga is just like a consolation prize. This is how Arjuna sees it, this is how everybody basically sees it even now. There is a kind of a rampant confusion in the hearts of the people, where you mistake the lifestyle for the destination. The destination is self-knowledge, and the lifestyle is a means of acquiring this, and both those means are there, sadhanas are there. The sadhya for both the sadhanas are one and the same, Atma Jnanam. The sannyasi should also pursue knowledge. The karma yogi should also pursue what? Knowledge, self-knowledge. Both should pursue self-knowledge. There is no option. Where is the option? You can pursue knowledge while doing other things, or you can pursue knowledge while doing nothing else. That's the only option. But there is a confusion, and that confusion is very much in Arjuna's mind, and so being told that these are the two lifestyles doesn't help him. How do we know? Because he keeps asking the same question up till chapter 18. He asked the same question in chapter 5, as we will see, then again in chapter 12, and then again in chapter 18, the same question. Who is better, the people who know you, O Lord, as free of form and name, or the people who worship you through forms? It's the same question, because he thinks sannyasis are contemplating upon themselves as the formless Brahman, formless Ishvara, and then karma yogis are into all kinds of pujas and yajnas, Indraya Swaha and Varune Namaha, all this Varunaya Namaha, all these things. And so therefore that confusion comes out in chapter 12. And then again in chapter 5 a similar question comes. Between sannyasa and karma yoga, which is superior, he asks. Because this is the same thing that confusion doesn't go. And as we will see in this and other 3-month courses, what we have been seeing, the same person asks the same question again and again and again for the whole 3 months. And sometimes they take the next course also, and so they will be asking the same question for 6 months. But still they are better off than Arjuna, who asked the question for 18 chapters. So this shows that the way the ajnanam sits in the head, the ignorance sticks in a certain way, for certain people in a certain way, where one is not able to think beyond that. And you keep explaining, but the eclipse of ignorance is so thick that part is not understood. Again and again and again you have to explain it. Again and again you have to explain it. And so therefore, what is the solution? The solution is to keep answering. That is the karma of the Vedanta teacher. Yeah. Prarabdha karma of the Vedanta teacher. There is no other solution. So the first of these repetitive questions comes here in the beginning of chapter 3, and then the Lord says there are 2 lifestyles. 2 lifestyles for the sake of same thing, the pursuit of knowledge. Either you can singularly pursue the knowledge, or you can pursue the knowledge with regard to other things as well. Why? Because yesterday we talked of 5 types of karma. What was the 3rd type of karma? Kamya karma. Very good. Yeah. 3rd type of karma is kamya karma. So some people are thinking, we talked of 5 types of karma. Okay. So kamya karma. So nitya karma, naimittika karma, and then what else? Kamya karma, then nishiddha karma, prayashchitta karma. Out of these kamya karma, if you are able to give up, then you are ready for the first lifestyle. This is the key. This is where the key is. So because otherwise there is no difference in the 2 lifestyles. If kamya karma you are able to give up, then you can immediately burn the bridges and aforementioned boats and go for the ajnana yoga. But kamya karma is addictive. Kamya karma is fun. Kamya karma is based on kama, which is also fun. And so most people are not able to give up kamya karma. So therefore there is a slow train for preparation. This is not fast in the sense of you will fast get the knowledge. No, you still have to strive for the knowledge and still have to remove whatever other viparita bhavana is there, blocks are there to understanding, questions are there, doubts are there. All this has to be removed by repeated listening for both the people of the giving up lifestyle and the people of the not giving up lifestyle also. Still they have to prepare for this knowledge, they have to get rid of all the other factors, obstacles in themselves that can come in the way of the knowledge. That is all the same. Only difference is the kamya karma one is not able to give up. Therefore, very ingeniously in karma yoga, what do? You give up kamya karma. Oh, I thought it is for people who don't give up kamya karma. Yes, this is another trick. This is Lord Krishna after all. That's why he stands like this in 3 bends, Yeah, you should see the dancer depicting Lord Rama and Krishna. When the Bharatanatyam dancer depicts Lord Rama, how does she stand? Yes, erect. This is the Kodanda, this is the bow, and she'll walk also erect. But when she depicts Krishna, it's all wavy, wavy. Yes, the hips are this side, the shoulder is this side, the legs are also that side. Tribhangi, 3 bends. This is for 2 reasons. One is a paramarthika reason, from the standpoint of the absolute reality. One is a empirical reason from the standpoint of the empirical reality, vyavaharika satta. So let's take the second one first. From the standpoint of the empirical reality, the persona of Krishna is seen as a trickster. He tricks you into knowing self-knowledge. You don't even know you have got self-knowledge, and then suddenly you have self-knowledge. In spite of you, you get self-knowledge. That's another trick. So many tricks he plays in the Mahabharata also. Duryodhana goes to Sahadeva. Who is Sahadeva? Brother of Arjuna. Sahadeva, one of the twins, Madri's son. And then Sahadeva is supposed to be a jnani, and he is also a great astrologer. Duryodhana goes and shows his hand and says, when should I wage the war? Please look at all the lines, and then when should I wage the war so I can win? Who will go to the other side and ask the brother of the enemy, please tell me? But that was Sahadeva's impartial reputation for impartiality. So he looks at Duryodhana's hand and says, this is the time you should wage the war so you can be victorious. Thank you. And I suppose Arjuna wanted to biff him in the ear, but kept quiet. But anyhow, this, Duryodhana goes away very happy and arranges to wage the war on that particular day, that particular time. What does Lord Krishna do? Unleash his Maya, magic. And then suddenly the sky is full of dark. Is it clouds? No, it doesn't seem to be clouds. Is it a sudden eclipse? Where? It wasn't even prophesied. This eclipse and all they were able to read long ago when it will come. There was no eclipse. How did this happen? In that confusion, those 1.5 minutes in which the war should have started went away. Then the sky is bright again and then the war is fought. Duryodhana is already on a losing streak. So like this, many tricks were there in the war, and then also in Lord Krishna's life itself, full of tricks. So therefore, he stands in this particular way. His persona is trickster. From the Paramarthika Satta, he is Ananda Murtihi. He is the embodiment of Ananda, whereas Rama is the embodiment of Dharma. So he is the incarnation of Ananda. Ananda does not come at a particular appointed time. Ananda, joy, limitless joy, does not say, I will visit you at 4:02 p.m. today. No, there is nothing straightforward about it. You may be in the doldrums, feeling very sad for no reason at all, and then suddenly you feel happy. For no reason, suddenly you feel happy, you see something, you see a flower, you smile, you hear a joke, you burst out laughing. So Ananda comes in waves. Ananda is not a straight line, so therefore he stands like this. And here too is a trick. What is the trick? The trick is, first the Lord Krishna says, no, you can have your kamas, don't worry, you can do karma to fulfill your kamas also, don't worry. Come to the karma yoga side, attend Gita classes, okay, yeah, come, shabash, very good, congratulations, come. And after they come, what's the whole point of karma yoga? Give up kamya karma. What? No fair. But yes, fair, because that is what the whole thing is about. So either you give up kamya karma in one stroke, or you give up kamya karma slowly, slowly, slowly. Why? Because you are in karma yoga for emotional maturity, and you are in karma yoga for what reason? To grow out of all kinds of raga dveshas. And the raga dveshas, raga means what? Strong preferences. Dvesha means strong prejudices. That is what brings in kama. Kama is basically these two things. If you unpack the suitcase called kama, raga and dvesha step out, jump out. That's all it is. Strong preferences and strong prejudices, and one's whole life is geared to the fulfillment of ragas and to keeping dveshas at bay. What I want right now. I'm going to run pravritti based pursuits, and then whatever I don't want and I'm afraid of and I don't like, I'm going to run away from nivritti based pursuits. That's all. The whole life is pravritti, nivritti. Approach, avoid. And then when you approach to get something you want, do you get it? Say no, so we can save some time. No, you don't get it. And then and the things you want to avoid, can you avoid? Again say what? Thank you very much. So we save some more time there. So again, you cannot avoid what you don't want, and you cannot get what you want. And knowing this itself makes you drop the wants, all the wants. But in karma yoga, you drop them slowly because you Ishvarize the wants. You Ishvarize the ragadveshas. You see that these ragadveshas are put by Ishvara in my head. Because who has ragadveshas? Don't say only me, but nobody else has. Everybody else has ragadveshas. That which is universal is always Ishvara's creation, Ishvara Srishti. But if it was only in your head, then it is Jiva Srishti. But it is not Jiva Srishti. It is Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara has put Raga Dvesha in everybody's head, and it is said in the Bhagavad Gita himself, the Lord will say, Sarvesham Buddhau Ragadveshau Vyavasthitau. I have arranged for Raga and Dvesha to be there in every Buddhi. This does not mean you say, oh goody, that means I can have lots of Ragadveshas and keep quiet. Because the second line is, even though I have put Ragadveshas in every Buddhi, what else have I done? I have given you the freedom to override this and not be tormented by Ragadveshas. Tayoho vasham na agachet tauhi asya paripanthinau. For the sadhaka, for the spiritual aspirant, these ragadveshas are extremely inimical to the spiritual pursuit. And this also we learn slowly through karma yoga. First by understanding that na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushaha ashnute na cha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. It's not by sannyasa you get moksha, and it's not by giving up of all actions you get moksha. If that were so easy, then the laziest person would be the most enlightened person. Correct? So, but that is not the idea of it at all. The laziest person is not the most enlightened person. We know that. The laziest person is just the laziest person. That's all. And so, therefore, what is the trick here? The trick here is to do whatever you are meant to do. Swadharma. Swadharma, fulfilling the roles, whatever you have to do. You are born related. There are many roles. If you have mother, father, there are duties towards them. If you have wife, husband, there are duties towards them. If you have children, there are duties towards them. If you go to work, there are duties towards the employers, employees, etc. All these are duties which you have to, they are the roles that you play, and the script is something which is not there. The duties don't come with a script. You have to say the script. You have to say what is correct, what is dharmic. Dharma is the script. And sometimes you will forget your lines, and there will be elder people in the family like gurus and other people in the family to guide you and say, aha, you have to say this. Sometimes you grow up and other people forget the lines, you can prompt them what they have to do, what they have to say. You become a leader. So like this, you cannot sit down and say, I am not participating in karma, because there is no option. Even the jnani participates in karma. The jnani also sits, eats, teaches and sleeps and all that. Jnani is also acting, but the difference between the jnani's action and the ajnani's action is like a huge distance. The jnani's action is falsified by the knowledge, I am not the doer. The ajnani's action is buttressed again and again, and the agency is kept flying high like a flag. The flag of human agency is kept flying high because of the mistaken notion that one is the karta. The attachment to doership causes this. And so then we have from the verses 10 to 20, so the first 10 verses is talking about this, and the verses 10 to 20 we have a wonderful iteration of cosmic ecology. We are told that the whole universe is based on the principle of give and take. The trees take water to grow and to live. What do they give? Only fruits? No, they give shade, they give flowers, and then they also give fruits. And then they participate in this yajna called life. Yajna, the ability to give, is a very important ability that one already has. It is latently there. It has to be brought out. And how can you develop giving? How can you develop the art of giving? By giving. What other, what other option is there? By giving, you develop the art of giving. You don't feel like giving. The hand is like this, and you make it, you make it for, you make all the coins come out. Even though you have to force yourself, you force yourself to give. The first time it is very painful, second time little less painful, after that it becomes natural. And so how do you grow to be a giver? Lord Krishna says, look around you. Are the trees complaining? This idiot keeps on eating my fruits. What has this person achieved? What has she achieved? What has he achieved? Nothing. I am not going to give my fruits. No such thing. The river flows, the tree flowers, gives fruits, gives shade, and then so many things are in this beautiful cosmic dance. And they are all not trees or rivers, they are all Adhishthana Devatas. The presiding deity of the tree is what makes the tree a tree, is because of this Devata. What makes water behave like water is because of Varuna Devata. What makes anything because of what it is because of the Devatas. And so all these are functionaries, they are all Bhagavan in various forms. So the whole world is basically a giving fest. Everybody and everything is giving. Everybody is giving. Everybody means other than human beings, okay? Everybody other than human beings, they are all giving. Who is the only one who is complaining and not giving? Exactly. The human being alone, because of the free will, has the ability to move away from this cosmic order of giving, receiving, this mutual respect and mutual living in harmony, and creates a lot of disharmony for oneself. And so the Lord Krishna has a lot of choice words for people who are in this situation of not wanting to give. Aghayuhu, he calls them. Aghameva ayuhu yasya saha. The agha means papa. The ones whose life is just an embodiment of wrong action after wrong action after wrong action. Papa. And then Indriyaramaha. Indriyaramaha means they are all, what is that? They are all living for the delight of the senses. No other reason is there to live. Mogham partha sajivati. Such a person whose life is mogha. Mogha means wasted. And later on in the 9th chapter, that same mogha is used. Moghasha mogha karmanaha mogha jnanaha vichetasaha. And who are these people? Rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. These are all baby asuras, baby rakshasa tendencies. Think about it, we never thought about it like this. The Lord says, not giving, not participating in this yajna called the Jagat makes one into a baby Rakshasa, and by the 16th chapter one becomes a full blown Rakshasa, because that is the chapter of Rakshasi tendencies. So you are a baby Rakshasa, because your life is wasted. You are living a wasteful life. A wasteful life is a asura life. Asura means the one who only lives for the sense organs. Asushu ramate yaha asuraha. And so therefore the one who only lives for the purpose of placating the sense organs. And so such a life is a wasted life. Look and learn from all the things in the universe except human beings, how they just give, how they do not create any disharmony, and you also do this, otherwise you are joining the ranks of Rakshasas. Do not become a baby Rakshasa by not giving. When you give, something very interesting happens, you grow. When you give more and more, you grow more and more. Really. Because that means, how do you grow more and more? Because there is a confidence. There is a confidence. Oh, I have given so much and I am still okay. That means what? I have overcome the not giving by giving. Danena adanam stara. This is a samagana. They have crossed the not giving by giving. So by giving alone one can cross the non-giving, and then there is a hesitation in giving because of the scarcity mentality, because of the aforementioned insecurity. Overcome that hesitancy and then just give. Keep on giving. And then when you give, you grow, because you can even see the body language of somebody that's giving. How is the body language of the giver? Chest is out, big smile on the face. Here, have, take. There is a certain pride, a good pride. Like I'm in this position to give. Very nice. Whereas if one is helpless and a receiver, first you look to the right, look to the left, nobody is seeing, okay, please help me. Feeling small. The body language itself shows you the smallness of the one who is helpless and asking everything all the time, a dependent person on depending on everything because of that scarcity mentality. And then you see the giver, and the giver is what? Free. And so this is how you gain freedom from kamya karma, by giving, by performing your roles, by growing out of wanting this and that and all these things. Because karma yoga is a busy lifestyle. From morning to night you are doing all kinds of yajnas and all other duties towards the family, friends, employer, employees. There is no time to feel bad at all. As soon as the time to feel bad comes, instead of feeling bad, sleep comes. Yes, because you are so tired the whole day, you have kept yourself busy. So the life of karma yoga is like this. You keep yourself occupied, and so there is no more discomfort with regard to oneself, where one is going, etc., etc., etc. And that is a very important part of the Bhagavad Gita, from 8th to 20th, bringing in Ishvara, growing out of wants and don't wants by just giving, because karma yoga is a life of growth, and a life committed to growth is a life of sacrifice. No pain? Exactly. So, therefore, that gain comes only when that pain is there, and the pain need not be there. But the sacrifice is called sacrifice because it hurts. Why does it hurt? Because I am not ready to change my life. I am not ready to give. That's why it hurts. And so, therefore, there is this pain. And so, otherwise you don't need to have growing pains. If there were no resistance to giving, the pain would not be there. But more often than not, there is resistance to giving, pain is there. And for the argument that, the enlightened person is just sitting without action, I should also be able to sit without action, verses 20 to 29 disabuse us of that notion entirely and tell us in the 3rd chapter that look at all the enlightened people like Janaka, Ashwapati, etc. All of these people, what did they do? They had no self-ignorance, but yet they continued to do their roles in society for whose benefit? For the benefit of the people. Loka sangrahartham karma kuru. So look and learn from them. Why do you want to go sit in a cave? When you have the ability to give and you can continue to give, you are as though giving anyway, and then you can continue to give. Learn from all these people. Why? Because the larger point that's made is yadyad acharati shresthaha tattadeva itaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. So, just as the leader, Shrestha means leader, an exalted person behaves, all the other people also behave in the same manner. And whatever they decide to do, it becomes a trend. They are trend setters. So, Arjuna, you already are a trend setter. Why? You are in the commander of chief. You are also commander in chief. And also you are what? You are an exalted warrior. Everybody is looking up to you. And if everybody is looking up to you, and then you go to Haridwar, take orange dress, and then not fight the war, because that's the only way out. The only way out of this war for Arjuna is taking sannyasa. What kind of sannyasa would it be? Avoidance sannyasa. I cannot avoid the war, so I will take on a lifestyle where I don't have to do anything. This was his idea. And so avoidance sannyasa if you take, and then go from Kurukshetra to Haridwar, maybe a couple of days walk in those days, and then you go sit there under a tree, what will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen, because the mind that you had before you took on this orange dress was what? A complaining mind, a dissatisfied mind, a discontented mind, and the same mind will continue afterwards also. There is no way out of this. There is no way to avoid this. And so therefore, you have to lead, because you are a leader. And don't lead for yourself, lead for others. Lead the way for others by showing them that you too can be a karma yogi, and you too can do this for the sake of inspiring others. This is till the 29th, and then 30th to the 33rd is just a summing up of what karma yoga is. And then after that, just as Lord Krishna was going to conclude, Arjuna mounts a question. Atha kena prayuktena papam charati purushaha anichannappi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. So, why do people do wrong action? Why is it that the person does wrong action? Who wants to do papa? Raise your hands. See, nobody is raising their hands. Nobody wants to do papa. Who wants to do the wrong thing? Nobody. But still, what do we end up doing? Wrong thing. This is Arjuna's question. Why do we, knowing full well that I should not go towards Papa, why do I keep doing the wrong thing? This is Arjuna's question. And what does Lord Krishna say? Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vidhi enam vairinam. Enam vairinam vidhi. Why? Because this kama and this krodha. What is krodha? Anger. And why does anger come? Anger comes when a desire is thwarted. When a desire is thwarted, what comes? Anger comes. One gets angry because one did not get one's own way. Think of it next time you get angry. So, I did not get my own way and therefore I am going to be very upset. So, anger and upset are the result of what? Desires not fructifying. And so, this desire, and which now turns into anger, is born of what? Rajas. Rajo guna samudbhavaha. Samudbhavaha, nicely born of rajas. And this kama turned into krodha, this frustrated kama, obstructed kama becomes mahashanaha. Mahashanaha means what? The ones who has a garangutan appetite. Mahashanaha. Keeps on eating, keeps on. This kama is like that. You feed kama, then what does it do? Grows like a conflagration. It doesn't go. It will not go. It will only grow like a conflagration. Already the fire is very high and then you put a whole thing of ghee, a whole pot of ghee you put, what will happen? It will just get higher and higher and higher. And so therefore, what do you have to do? You have to not feed this particular fire. You have to not feed this particular fire, and then the kama, this is how you slowly grow out of kama, by giving and growing and keeping yourself busy and not fulfilling the desires for the sake of growth. For the sake of the family you give up many things, for the sake of the society you give up many things, so many things we give up. And then so he answers, this is why the knowledge is not assimilated properly. The knowledge doesn't go in. This is why there is no preparation, because kama and krodha come in the way when? Repeatedly come in the way. And so therefore what must one do? One must be vigilant. One must be vigilant to see how this knowledge is obstructed at every level. And then 3 examples are given to show the obstruction. Dhumena avriyate vandhihi. And like the fire hidden by what? Smoke. There is fire, but there is so much smoke you can't even see the fire. Fire hidden by smoke, and then what's it? And like a mirror with a lot of fog or dirt on it. Yathadarsho malena cha. Mala is dirt. You can also take fog. A fogged up mirror, and then you, in front of this dirty mirror you stand, what do you see? Nothing. Or you see a distorted picture of yourself. Fogged up mirror or a dusty, dirty mirror. Then you clean the mirror, again the face is reflected properly as it should be. So, and that's the second example. The third example is that of the baby in the placenta, in the womb. The baby is covered by the placenta. You don't watch it grow, but nonetheless you know it is there and you know it is growing. So, yatha darsho malena cha yatha garbha ulbena. Tatha tena idam avritam. This is how the knowledge of oneself is, as it were, covered. The knowledge of the Atma is not accessible to the one who has a lot of ragadveshas. Without managing those ragadveshas, this knowledge will not come. The knowledge is, as it were, eclipsed. And then to remove the eclipse, what do you have to do? See, don't worry about the enemy outside. See, raga, dveshas, the two rakshasas inside. Inside are two rakshasas, raga and dvesha. You kill them first. Don't worry about the enemy outside. What is outside is inside first. So, jahishatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. And then with that, the third chapter ends. And then why is there a fourth chapter? Because, not because Arjuna asks a question, but because the Lord has not finished talking. You see, this division of the chapters was made later on. When Vyasa composed the Bhagavad Gita, it was all one continuous set of 704 verses. Later on, somebody, some scholar, some erudite person, with a view to making one understand this properly, started to make that change by dividing everything chapter wise. And so the fourth chapter is needed because the discussion of Karma Yoga is incomplete in the third chapter. Why is it incomplete? Two things are not talked about. The first thing that is not talked about is Ishvara, unto whom you have to give up the karma phalas. This Ishvara is not addressed in the third chapter. It is more of a chapter of the jiva, its individual responsibilities and accountability and duties and all these things. And then spiritual growth, emotional maturity, learning how to give, etc. Ishvara is not discussed. Here we have to see that there is no Karma Yoga without Ishvara. So the fourth chapter, it is the job of the fourth chapter to discuss Ishvara, because Ishvara has been left out of the third chapter. And so the fourth chapter, many topics are there, 3-4 very nice topics are there. The first topic is, who is this Ishvara? And then the Lord says, this whole Karma Yoga I had taught to the head of the solar dynasty in the form of Vivaswan, the Lord Sun himself. What? You taught him? Yes, I taught him. And then who else did you teach? And then I taught all the Manus. Vivaswan taught Manu. Manu taught the head of the Raghu's clan, Ikshwaku. And Raghu means Rama's clan. And so, like this, evam parampara praptam. So, this knowledge which was gained through me by Lord Vivaswan was imparted to the succeeding generations. Until, alas, now the knowledge, as it were, has gone into hiding. Sakalena mahata kalena, because of a long gap of people who are not practicing it. And when do people not practice it? In times of war, in times of invasion. So there might have been some kind of an invasion from some other territory and all that. So under duress one doesn't practice. In the war, if some people are taken over and then they don't practice, some new things come into being like this, or people just because of the war and other things or some other natural disasters, mass earthquakes, floods, etc., which are there because of depression, everybody goes into a collective depression, then they don't practice this yoga, they don't know Karma Yoga, they have forgotten this lineage called Karma Yoga. There is a sannyasa lineage, there is a Karma Yoga lineage as well, and we will see this in the Mundaka Upanishad as also. So then Sakalena iha mahata yogaha nashtaha. Yoga nashtaf parantapa. O Arjuna, this yoga, alas, is as good as destroyed. Only few and far between people are practicing. Like the Lord's son, there is a story. Lord's son asks Narada, do people know me? Am I famous in the world? And then Narada says, before you were not. This is a joke, okay? Narada did not really say that. Son did not really ask that. So Narada says to Lord Son, before they were not into you, now that yoga has gone abroad and come back to India, everybody is doing Surya Namaskar. Everybody is into you. Everybody is worshipping you. Like that. So now this, unlike this, so yoga had the reverse journey rather than karma yoga. The yogasana has a reverse journey. Before it was not at all popular in India. It stood in the line of American consulate, got a visa, went abroad, and then what? Became extremely famous, and then came back, and everybody received yoga with garlands and started to practice. This is what happened with yoga. But alas, with karma yoga, it just fell out of use. Because it's difficult, it's not, we get lazier. You see, like one day you don't wake up on time, and then you say, it's okay. And the second day also, it's okay. Third day also, it's all right. And the fourth day you have to go somewhere, you have to catch a plane or a train, you have to get up at 4 o'clock. Very difficult. Why? Because kalena mahata nashtaha. This habit, nashtaha. So anything that is not used, even one's own muscles, you don't use the muscles, what happens to them? Bye-bye. They turn into Maggi noodles, the cooked variety, not the uncooked variety. Cooked variety, meaning you pick them up and they fall off like that. So this is very important. To keep the body fit is very important, because the body is moksha ayatana. It's not bhoga ayatana, it is moksha ayatana. Ayatana means a vehicle. We think it is bhoga ayatana, it is for enjoyment. No, it is for knowing that I am the source of enjoyment. It is moksha ayatana, it is a vehicle for moksha. So then we have to keep it fit, so that until the knowledge takes place, at least let me be able to sit and listen to the Shastra. And so here yoga, karma yoga fell out of use. Like unused muscles, karma yoga, very few people were practicing. That was one problem. Second problem is that out of the few people practicing karma yoga and the majority of the people not practicing anything at all, the few people who were sadhu-like and not reacting and responding nicely to everybody, only focused on their self-growth, and they are practicing, and then in the middle of what? In the middle of the society of hoodlums and gundas, and then what is going to be the result? The result is that they are bashed up. They are totally bashed up because a few good people, and mostly what? Terrible people, terribly behaved people. So the terrible behavior people are bashing up the good people for no good reason at all. And so therefore this is what has happened, because karma yoga has fallen into disuse. So what do we need? A teacher. We need a teacher. But where is the teacher? The teachers are in hiding. Teachers are in hiding? Yes. Because if the teacher comes out, the teacher is bashed up. Because they don't want to learn. Okay, let somebody else learn. No, we don't want you to learn either. We don't want to learn. We don't want others to learn. So the teachers are bashed up. So the few teachers that are there, they are frightened and they are sitting in caves somewhere, having given up everything. And for this reason, The Lord only has to come as the teacher. And so therefore we have in the 4th chapter an important topic is what? Avatara Vada. This whole philosophy of Avatara. Lest you might think that the Avatara Vada, the Avatara is there only in the Bhagavad Gita. It does not have Shruti sanction. It does not have the sanction of the primary works of Vedanta, which is the Shruti. We are mistaken. Because if we study the Kenopanishad, there are 2 avatars there. What is the first avatara? There is one kind of a celestial being called Yaksha who gate crashes into a party of all the Devas. The Devas are nicely celebrating, happily celebrating. This fellow gate crashes. Actually it is Ishvara in the form of this Yaksha. To give the lesson that this victory that you are all celebrating is not what? Is not your victory. It belongs to me. You have to give it back to me. To show this, it is, this avatara has come in the form of Yaksha. Another female avatara we have when Indra sits and meditates, the avatara in the form of goddess Haimavati Uma comes and in the form of a teacher, a glowing goddess in the form of the teacher comes and teaches everybody. And so therefore this is, so avatara is not just something Vyasa made up, it is there in the Shastra. Avatara is very much there. It's not just Puranic origin, it is there in the Upanishad also. And so he says, I will come. I had to come. That is why you find me here, Arjuna. I am here because there is the overwhelming of adharma and the what is that? And the lessening of the practice of dharma. When adharma overwhelms dharma, what happens? All the dharmic people, including teachers, acharyas and everybody go into hiding, because otherwise they will be bashed up and they will be dead, and many of them were already killed and some of them are there. They want to just be left alone, so they don't really inspire people to practice dharma because nobody is ready to be inspired. And so therefore paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And we are introduced to Ishvara in the first person in the 4th chapter, which is very, very nice. So that karma yoga, which practicing which I am close to Ishvara, this Ishvara's nature is pointed out in the 4th chapter in 2 ways. First, in the way of the embodiment of Lord Krishna, the avatara, which has come for 3 purposes. What are the 3 purposes? To protect the people who are following dharma, paritranaya sadhunam, and then to give the just deserts to the people who are following adharma. Their karma phala is to be given. They have to be weeded out of the society so that they don't bring grief upon the society. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. And what is the 3rd purpose? To re-establish dharma. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami. Sambhavami means I come in a magical way. I don't come, I come in an immaculate way. This is what it is. I don't come as a regular person. I come because not of my karma, because everybody is born because of what? Karma. Bhagavan also has karma? No. But still Bhagavan is born in a human body. How come? Bhagavan is also born of karma, not Bhagavan's karma, but the karma of the devotees who keep saying, where are you? How long are you going to look at this adharma? When are you going to come rescue us? So the karma belongs to who? The praying population. The praying population, the praying karma gives Bhagavan a body, a magical body of everybody's prayers. The result of everybody's prayers bring forth this magical body, which is what? Totally self-aware. Ubhayataf prajnaha. Ubhayataf prajna means what? Knows I am not part of this at all. Knows I am separate from the body, mind, sense complex, is born completely aware of its own nature as Satchidananda, yet at the same time is keenly aware of the body, mind, sense complex, keenly aware of its role in the society, playing all the roles, making mischief as a child, and what? Eating butter, stealing butter, all these things are because of this alone. This is avatara. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Because of my own Maya, keeping my power, using my own power, I am born. My own Maya Shakti, and I am keeping that in mind, using that Maya Shakti alone, I am born. Divyam Janma Mama, Divyam Karma Mama, and my birth is immaculate, and all my actions are also very, very interesting, because I do the action but don't get karma phala. Why? Because I know I am not the doer. This is why I don't get karma phala, and then this is all very, very, very wonderful for me and for everybody else. This is a body for the sake of the people. But alas, what happens? Avajananti mam mudhaha manushim tanumashritah param bhavam ajanantah. So what happens? Alas, people just say, oh Krishna, flute wala, bansi wala, aa jao bansi bajane wala, please come, regale me with the flute. This is how they are. Oh, you don't look nice in blue color, because you yourself are what? Blue. You should wear contrast. What is a nice contrast for blue? Aha, yes, yellow. And then together you can look green. Okay, and so you should wear yellow. You should have peacock feather. You should have all these things, and then you become my what? Ishta Devata, and I will pray to you and you alone. This is how most people see me, Arjuna. That is such a travesty. They are not able to grow out of it. They are not able to grow out of it. It means what? This particular vision, which is a good start, but it cannot be the end. They are not able to grow out of it. They are not able to grow out of attachment to form, to appreciating me as the truth of each and every form. So each and every form I am. This is what? Aneka Rupa Bhakti. They are not able to go there. They are only Ishta Devata Eka Rupa Bhakti. They are only into Ishta Devata. This is my Bhagavan, and they will fight with others also. My Bhagavan is better than your Bhagavan. They will fight. And this is the problem. They are so crazy. Manushim tanum ashritah. They see me as having this human form. Param bhavam ajanantah. They don't see me as my true form, as the formless consciousness which is abiding as though as every form and every name without becoming that form and that name. They don't see me as that. And then he says, because of the fact that I have Atmajnanam, namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha. So one truth about me is that these karmas do not touch me. Any karma what I do, I am dispatching a few people off. Why? Because they don't belong here. Dispatching off means what? I am offing them. Yes, I am offing them because they don't need to be on, they need to be out of this universe because they are creating lot of havoc and this is their karma phala, they need to be gone. But then I should get papa because I have killed so many people. No. Namam karmani limpanti. Why? Name karma phale spriha. I do not have a particular outcome in mind and I'm not attached to that outcome. So I am not in love or in addicted to karma phala. This is my true nature which nobody knows. They only see me as dancing, singing Krishna, teasing all the gopis. That is what they see me as. And a few like yourself know me as the teacher in the Bhagavad Gita. Alas, nobody knows the real me. Oh, really? There is a real you? What is the real you? Paramarthikam Sat. The absolute nature of me is that I am not a doer, I am not done in by others people's doing, I am neither guilty nor am I subject to hurt. And then what? These karmas do not catch me, do not produce karma phala because I am not interested in karma phala and I am not touched by karma because I am not the doer, I know that. And people who know me as such are also freed of karma. Itimam yobhijanati karmabhihi nasalipyate. So if you know me like this, you are also free of karma, Arjuna. This is the beauty about knowing Bhagavan. If you know any one thing, like if I know this flower, I do research on this flower. It's a particular kind of a jasmine flower. It has many layers of petals and it grows in the hot summer season. All these things I know, and plus a few more things I can find out if I do research on the flower. But what do I get at the end? Do I become one with the flower? No. Even if I eat it, I will not become one with the flower. Because the flower will always remain an object of knowledge. And who am I? Subject of knowledge. I am the knower and the known is different from me in all cases except one, Atma. The knower of Atma and the subject matter Atma being one and the same, there is no difference. And so therefore, if they know me as akarta, abhokta, what are they? They are also what? Non-doers, non-enjoyers, non-experiencers. They are also the same. Their nature and my nature is one and the same. Otherwise, how can there be oneness? If Bhagavan is different from us, there cannot be oneness. And so, a good part of chapter 4 in the beginning shows this. Not only the avatara, a Ishta Devata type Lord Krishna coming into being, but the essential nature of the Ishta Devata is what? The essential nature of you, non-separate from the essential nature of you. This has to be understood. When you understand that, you also don't come under the spell of karma phala, and you also grow out of this. This is what is a good portion of chapter 4. And then some other topics are also there. The other topic which is of interest is the section that says that therefore this knowledge of Bhagavan is very essential. There are many sadhanas and there are many spiritual, what are they called, what is sadhanas? Means. There are many spiritual practices, there are many spiritual means. All of them are called yajna because you have to give up something. So some people, what kind of yajnas do? They say, I will eat only once a day. That becomes a yajna. Then some people will say, I will do yoga every day. That becomes a yajna because of the commitment. and then somebody else will say, I'll do pranayama all the time. That becomes a yajna. Then some people will say, I will study the first portion of my own Veda. That becomes a yajna. So many yajnas, so little time. But out of all the yajnas, dravya yajna these are called, yajnas needing material like ghee and all these things. Dravya yajna, tapo yajna. So then there is dravya yajna, yajna in the form of tapas, and then swadhyaya yajna, and then finally what is there? Jnana yajna. Jnana yajna is the commitment to pursue knowledge. What knowledge? What other knowledge? Self-knowledge. And so this jnana yajna is the best of all the yajnas. Why? Because in all the other yajnas, there is no change. There is no change, except if you do yoga every day and pranayama every day. You know what happens? You slim down and then there is a glow on the face. That's the only change. No other change. Whereas if you pursue Atma knowledge, the whole of you is transformed from a simpering, victimized person, the person who feels victimized and is simpering. From that you are transformed to what? You are transformed to somebody who is the one with the ruler of the universe, where you don't have to worry about anything. No sorrow, no pain, no anything. And so this is the specialty of this knowledge, that you, the knower, becomes as good as what you know. Usually the knower never attains oneness with the known, except here. Brahmavit brahmaiva bhavati iti. More we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.